Scheduling of hydro systems. Electrical power generated in the hydro plants depends upon water head and discharge. It is expressed as PGH is equal to eta rho QGH. PGH means real power generations from the hydroelectric power plant. If the water discharge rate is more, then power generated will also be more, and if the water head is more, then also the power generated will also be more. Using this expression, we will be able to calculate electrical power generated from the hydro plant. In order to schedule the operation of hydro plants, methods employed are based on the period of scheduling as long range or long term scheduling, short range or short term scheduling. Short term or short range scheduling pertains to the scheduling of the hydro plants for a period of 1 day to 1 week. Even for hourly scheduling also can be done. Whereas in long range or long term scheduling, it's from 1 week to 1 month, 3 months, 6 months or 1 year. Here, the long range port scheduling, the various factors considered are the load variations, the water inflow rate and the growth of the thermal generation based on the fuel availability. In short range hydrothermal scheduling, is water inflow is constrained. It is rarely used, and majority of generation from the hydro plants and the scheduling of the thermal plants is to minimize the cost, because the cost of water is cheaper compared to the cost of coal. Several methods employed for short term hydrothermal scheduling are scheduling based on energy, short range based scheduling based on gamma lambda iterations, hydrothermal scheduling using discrete time interval method, short term scheduling using penalty factors method. These are the 4 methods which are employed, and its mathematical development and the solution algorithms employed are discussed here. Hydrothermal scheduling, first method, hydrothermal scheduling based on energy. Here several assumptions made are total hydropower generation available for a given period of the time, maximum of PGH of K, where K is the time interval 1, 2, 3 up to N, where N is the time interval. So based on the number of, for 1 day means it is up to 24, and energy from the hydro plants, if it is not sufficient to meet all the loads. So for example, sum of K is equal to 1 to N PGH of K into H of K. H of K is the number of hours in that interval. For example, if it is day for 24 hours, and less the summation of K is equal to 1 to N PD of K, where PD of K is the real power demand for the time interval K. H of K is the number of hours in the interval K, where T maximum sum of K is equal to 1 to 1 H of K, it is total time period. For example, it is T maximum is what for 1 day, then it will be what 24 for 6 am to 7 am, 7 am to 8 am, etc. like that. Second assumption is the energy supplied from the thermal plants is given by this expression E. Total, the based on the coal availability, that means the power generation from the thermal plant and hydro plant together employed for the analysis of power generation to meet the load demand. Now the optimization problem is stated, minimize the total fuel cost, sum of K is equal to 1 to NT F of PGT of K into H of K. So here for economic considering the coordination equation, incremental fuel cost is equal to the lambda, and in these variations, for a time period of 0 to T maximum, the thermal plant and the hydropower plant together to meet the load demand of PD is given. PGT is the real power generation from the thermal power plant, and the hashed portion of in this curve, the rectangular portion indicates the real power generation from the thermal power plant, and other than this hashed portion, the plain portion indicates what the power generated from the hydro plant. PGH plus PGT will be equal to what PD, neglecting the losses. TT is the time during the operation of the thermal plant. total cost is expressed in the FT. After minimizing this, the optimal value of the thermal power generation is given by square root of A by C, is the power corresponding to minimize the cost of power generation of the thermal plant. This is the first method. Second method is short-term hydrothermal scheduling using penalty factors method. So here the fuel cost is made minimum from the operation of the thermal power plant, and water discharge is also kept minimum in order to meet the desired load demand. That means minimize integral of 0 to t f of t pgt of t into dt plus gamma into integral of 0 to t q naught of pgh of t. So for hydropower generation, real power generation, water discharge is taken into the consideration, and for thermal power generation, fuel cost minimization is taken into the consideration. Several constraints are considered as: one is the power balance constraint, total demand is equal to what system demand and the losses, and next one the water availability. After this, the augmented Lagrangian function is employed, and then the coordination equation obtained is gamma h into IH into LH is equal to IT into LT is equal to lambda, where IT is the incremental fuel cost corresponding to the thermal plant, IH is the incremental fuel cost corresponding to the hydro plant, and gamma is the conversion factor to convert from rupees per meter cube to this is equal to lambda. Now these incremental fuel cost, and LH is the penalty factor of the hydro plant, LT is the penalty factor of what thermal plant, and then the transmission loss is calculated using this coordination equation. BHS and BTT, they are the loss coefficients employed in the real power transmission loss formula. Another method is scheduling of hydrothermal plants using the discrete time interval method. So here the real power generation from the thermal plant and hydroelectric power plant is used to meet the load demand, and the water storage availability in the reservoir is also taken into the consideration, and the assumptions made in this problem are load demand as a function of time is known, and storage of the reservoir is specified at the beginning and end of the period, and water flow in the reservoir is also known. With this objective function, as expressed in the equation 1 is used, and the various constraints like the equations which are mentioned by the equation 2, power balance constraint and water availability constraint in the equation 3 is used, and hydropower generated is expressed as in the function of what storage, and the water discharge is stored in the equation 4. Solution procedure employed for this using the Lagrangian function, augmented Lagrangian function is employed, and the steepest descent method, and the algorithm employed assuming the initial set of independent variables, and after computing the storages and after updation of the Lagrangian multipliers, if the gradient vector is less than the predetermined value, then we are going to repeat this, otherwise we are going to stop the iterations. Another method is called a short-term hydrothermal scheduling using gamma lambda iteration method. So initially the minimization of the fuel cost is expressed in the equation 1, and subjected to the constraints. First is mentioned in the water discharge constraints in the equation 2, and then the power balance constraint in the equation 3, and the total time interval in the equation 4, and then the Lagrangian function is augmented Lagrangian function is employed as equation shown in the equation 5, and then the partial derivatives of the equation augmented Lagrangian function with the real power generation, thermal power generation is expressed in the equation 6 and 7, and after performing simplifications, we are going to get the equation for real power generation thermal power plant as expressed here in the equation 16. Similarly, the real power generation from the hydro power plant is expressed in the equation 17. These are the references used.